the rules for homestead exemptions and when you can apply recently changed. So there's a lot of buzz going around. This video is all about how homestead exemptions work in Texas and then how you can apply for your homestead exemption. So that's kind of at the end. So to jump in, the way property taxes work in Texas, we don't have any state property taxes. We also don't have state income tax in Texas. So property taxing is done at the local level, specifically through the county. So although it's really annoying and it hurts to pay those property taxes, they do go for, in theory, they go for good things like schools, road, police, firemen, all these things. However, if you own a property in Texas and you live in that property, that is your primary residence, and you're allowed per Texas to claim a homestead exemption on that property where you live. So I highly recommend it, and here's why. It saves you money in two different ways. And the first one is there's a partial exemption on the school taxing unit, sometimes a little bit on the city, and also the county. You get a little bit of a break. So that's nice. But number two is really the main reason why you should always have a homestead exemption, and that is because it caps your appraised value at 10% year over year. So right now, I'm in Denton County. I'm a mortgage broker. I do loans here. If you've owned property for over a year or so, you probably got a fun letter in the mail last April or May saying, hey, we, the county, think your property is worth X amount. I know specifically in Denton County where I'm at, this has been, it's a really rising cost environment right now. So having that capped at 10% is huge. So for instance, if your property is valued at $200,000 via the county, they can't value it more than 10% next year. So it can't be valued more than $220,000. So it caps, which is really important. So I'm a visual person. So an example here, this is a property that's valued at $300,000. You can tell it's in the city limits of Denton because it has this city tax rate here. Something to note, the ISD tax is always the highest, so that's 1.362%. So this is with no exemption. Total yearly $64.82. And then this is one with a homestead exemption. So you can see in this exemption column here, you get a $5,000 break at the county and the city level, and then $25,000 for the ISD. So you can, kind of compare here. The yearly difference is about $380 something a year. So it's not real substantial. I mean, that's still about $30 a month. So hey, any break on taxes you can get, I prefer to pay less taxes. So that's kind of an example of what it looks like. And then the reason I did this video, watch out for scams. When you buy property in Texas, the county records your name if you're buying it in your name. So, scammers out there, they know this, and they kind of prey on people who, maybe haven't owned property before. So for instance, I don't know how well you can see this. One of my clients got this in the mail, and it looks very official. And what it says here is, we'll file the homestead exemption for you for $35. It does say at the very bottom, this document is an advertisement of services. It's not an official document of the state of Texas. However, it looks pretty official, when you just kind of glance at this. So make sure you do it yourself. It's completely free. And then lastly, here's kind of a checklist. So you've got to own and occupy the home as your primary residence. You can't claim any other properties as your homestead. It's got to be in your individual name. And then lastly, this is a big one. Make sure that your Texas driver's license, you've updated your address to the new house. So once you have those things, just apply for it. Here's some QR codes for some counties that I'm really familiar with. If your county isn't listed, you can contact me and I'll help you, get that site. But it's pretty easy to do, and I highly recommend it. Anyways, if you have any questions or anything, let me know. Thanks so much.